So the main draw action continuing here at the 2013 Moorilla Hobart International. The match between the lucky loser Nina Bratchikova of Russia and the number 2 seed Sorana Cirstea. Time now to introduce both players. Nina Bratchikova had a career best season in 2012, finishing inside the top 100 for the first time. The year included 2 quarter-final appearances in WTA events and the 3rd round of the Australian and French Opens. Bratchikova came through qualifying and is making her main draw debut here in Hobart. Please welcome from Russia, Nina Bratchikova. Sorana Cirstea finished inside the world's top 30 for the first time in 2012 off the back of 4 semi-final appearances, 2 quarter-finals including here at the Moorilla Hobart International and the 3rd round of the Australian Open and Wimbledon. Cirstea has 1 WTA title to her name and was a member of the Romanian Olympic team in 2012. Please welcome to centre court of the 2013 Moorilla Hobart International, the 2nd seed, Sorana Cirstea. So as we saw in the previous match, tough conditions for the players now, even though the temperature has dropped. The wind is still very much there, and that will continue throughout the afternoon and into the evening too. So some of the other results from earlier today, Moorilla Hobart having a win in straight sets. Chanel Scapers, South Africa through to Elena Vesnina, Svetlana Peronkova, Simona Halep, the winners so far today. And Monica Niculescu in the other match that's live at the moment. 6-4 over Mandy Manella of Luxembourg. They're at 1-1 in the 2nd set. This will be the first meeting between these 2 players. Here's Nina Bratchikova, who actually fell in the final round of the qualifying event, but due to her ranking, managed to earn a spot in the main draw here. Ranked 86 in the world, 27 years of age. Is really looking to make a good start to 2013. Sorana Cirstea, 27 in the world. Great season from her, as I mentioned, the semi-final appearances. They start to make some strides towards that top 20. 27 at the moment. And certainly knows this event quite well. Bratchikova played in the event in China last week. Lost to Julia Cohen. Love 6, 7-6, 7-5. Be looking for a few more matches heading into the Australian Open next week. It was also a first round loss for Sorana Cirstea. Down to Heather Watson last week, was actually retired from that event. Getting herself right here. Enjoyed playing here in the past, as no stranger to playing here in Hobart. Certainly seen her in action the last couple of years. All these players who are ranked sort of 20 to 40 on this tournament is a nice springboard into the year. Cirstea reached the quarterfinals of the event here last year. I mentioned Angelique Kerber, it's her opponent, went down in 3 sets. It was a tough match, 7-5 that third set. Beating the number 7 seed, Ksenia Pervak. Only other major appearance was a first round loss.
Ladies and gentlemen, this first round match will be the best of 3 tiebreakers. Bratchikova and chose to receive. Time.
So that'll be Sorana Cirstea to serve first. Not too far away from a start. Shea Su Wei, the top seed from Chinese Taipei, next up on court against Peng Shui. And then tonight, looking forward to Kirsten Flipkins and Francesca Schiavone, the number 6 seed. And the number 9 seed, Mona Bartel, and defending champion here in Hobart against Ashley Barty, the wild card from Australia. So plenty to look forward to here at the Hobart International. First round matches continuing tomorrow, as well as the start of the second rounds. So it'll be Sorana Cirstea to serve first. Opening round, continuing 2013 Moorilla Hobart International. Help me out. At least the first part of this match, where it runs off to press conferences and the like. Been regular on our live stream. Peter Newlands from ABC Grandstand here in Tasmania. Welcome to you.
Thanks, Pete, for having me back. It's usually a good sign when you get asked back, isn't it? It's great to be here as always.
Well, I've had no complaints about the weather so far, except one thing. If you could just turn the wind down a bit, that would be fantastic.
Yeah. It is a bit breezy, isn't it? Just wondering about all the smoke that's around, Peter, from these dreadful bushfires that are down to the southeast of us here. I'm just wondering if that smoke has had any effect at all on the players. I'm not picking up that it has, but it's quite a thick haze, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, well, it's since the bushfire started on Friday. I've been here since Saturday and just gradually seen the smoky conditions just across the waterfront. We have a great view, obviously, our commentary position here, but the smoke haze has gotten progressively worse as the days have gone on.
Well, I was up here on Friday. As a lot of people know, that was the hottest day ever recorded in this city. That goes back 125 years. And it was a pretty good spot to be, really, because we had some air conditioning. We were protected from the breeze. But what you could see was, to the east of us, this very ugly, menacing cloud of smoke just pushing its way south. And you're thinking, gosh, I hope there's not too much in the way of that. And as it turns out, it's wiped out a large portion of Denali and other places. So it was an unpleasant day in every sense. The conditions themselves, and just sitting up here in this panoramic view that we can see for a very long way, and just watching this virtually watching the disaster unfold was not very nice at all.
No, it's not. And it continues.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Should also explain where we are for those who are watching us for the first time. The Domain Tennis Centre is pretty much up on a hill, isn't it? That's why we get these windy conditions.
Yeah, it's high above Hobart, which is the reason you get this incredible long-range view. You couldn't get a better point from which to study the whole Hobart area than this one, and that includes watching fires. So, but on the court on Friday, I was impressed by Mandy Manella of Luxembourg. She and the Canadian player Marino slogged it out for almost 2 hours in the absolute heat of the day, where it was also windy. And I was really impressed by the way Manella came through that, and subsequently got through to the main draw, but she's in a bit of strife, I hear.
I was just about to give you a score update on that. 6-4 and 2-all in the second set.
She's a fighter. If you can play through those conditions on Friday, yeah, I'll tell you what, you can play through just about anything. But, what did you make of the Bubisic match, Pete? It was a bit of a shame, wasn't it, from a local perspective?
Absolutely. It was... It was one of those matches that really could have gone either way, and you chart over the course of the day. You can even pick the time when the wind really starts to pick up. It is around that middle part of the day, and it affected both players equally. Bubisic got off to a great start. Lauren has been slow to start in her previous match too, previous qualifying match, but was able to turn it around, really grind it out. Good fight shown, and 1-2 to Bubisic. Was brave in the face of 3 match points, saved those, forced it to a tie break, got the advantage there, but just couldn't finish it off, and just got a little bit tight in the end. That's a good forehand from Cirstea.
She's been in really good form through this summer, hasn't she, Bojana? She's got her way through to the main draw of the Australian Open and had a good run in Brisbane as well, and it was kind of there for the taking, wasn't it, this afternoon, to maybe push into this tournament, but it shows you what a tough caper this is, doesn't it, really?
Oh, absolutely. I would have been feeling nervous. First win on the WTA as well. Now this is an interesting match too, because Cirstea has only played the one match in 2013, and that was a loss, and she actually retired through that match in Auckland. So desperate to get some match practice, where Bratchikova has already played 3 matches here and already played a match in China as well.
Now, from memory, Pete, I think the last time I was up here with you, we were commentating on a Cirstea match, and she too had a good lead that she let slip before going on to do pretty well at the Open.
Yes, and played, I think, Samantha Stosur first up and had a win there. Angelique Kerber was her quarter-final opponent last year, 7-5 in the third set. She lost.
I'm a bit of a student of body language in sports contests. I think it tells you a lot. And just from my early impressions, she seems to be moving around the place very, very confidently and with great assurance. You don't always see that in the player, and she seems to have had a good year, and maybe a year on from that loss, this same tournament, maybe she's a stronger, better player for that in the years she's had since.
One of the good things about the ranking system, and the system cops some criticism from time to time about how can you have players who haven't won Grand Slams being number 1 and the like, but what the ranking system does do is it rewards consistency throughout the year. That's nicely put away from Cirstea, but it rewards consistency. So the question is, Serena Williams playing so well, her great 6 months last year, why is she not number 1? Well, the simple answer is she doesn't play enough tournaments on the WTA. Yes, plays the slams and does really well in those and gets the rankings boost, but doesn't play many of the lead-up events.
So you're saying that number 1 in the world is not necessarily the best player in the world?
It's the most consistent.
Yeah. That's fair enough. It's a bit like the old handicap system, isn't it, in golf and other sports?
So you either go one of two ways with that. You play the Grand Slams and you do really well in all of them, play a handful of premier events and some of the lead-up events to the Slams, or you maintain your ranking by playing every single tournament and doing well and being consistent across those tournaments.
But not too many players have the luxury of being able to just pick and choose Grand Slams and a few others in the way that Serena Williams does. Most players have got to work it out week to week, month to month, to maintain the ranking, to make the money, and to have a career. I guess Williams really is the exception.
But that's also the advantage of having a breakout year like Cirstea did in 2012. Being ranked inside the top 30 is a huge advantage, because these events, like this one here, the smaller events on the WTA, are 32 draws. So you keep your ranking nice and high, you get direct entry into those. So you don't have to worry about qualifying. So 2 games to love, off to a good start here. But you don't have to worry about qualifying, so you can start to set your schedule in advance. But it's been a big couple of weeks for Tasmanian sport. It always is at this time of the year, with the Sydney to Hobart yacht race and the tennis here and cricket. And it's always a big time of the year.
And it's just such a shame that the bushfires have taken the edge off what would have been just a beautiful sequence of days of weather, apart from the day on Friday. So, look, it is a great time. I thoroughly enjoy this time of the year. But as you know, Pete, I don't make any secret of the fact that I love this event. I love the sport. I've been coming here a long time. And it's been nice to see the event, grow and develop to this point.
Well, the 20th year of this event.
Yep.
So many great players have come down. Oh, there will be. Make it 40. And one of the things that I'm most looking forward to a little bit later on today, even though we won't be seeing it on our live stream, is the combination of Janaea Smith and Alyssa Hibbert.
Yes. Local girls.
Tasmanians playing in this event, which is fantastic. And they're playing against a player at the top of screen, Nina Bratchikova and Janette Sarova of Slovakia, the 3rd seeds.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I know that Alyssa Hibbert received a wild card to the qualifying a few years ago, and she played against Anna Chukbatadze, herself a former winner here and a top 10 player and a semi-finalist at the US Open. Pretty tough draw for a local player. So it's good the way an event like this can give that sort of player this experience and opportunity.
Janaea Smith, I think, has been spending some time in the USA.
As Alyssa Hibbert has as well. So. And I think that's one of the good things about these events, is that the tennis community, the ball kids, the people involved with the sport are exposed to this tier of the game, which I think is great. A bit long there. But that's one of the, I think, one of the nice spin-offs of it. And it's such a intimate sort of a venue that you get a real feel for the people who are here and the players, and you can watch them practice without any trouble at all. I think it's got a great feel to it this week. But you're preaching to a man who's well and truly converted.
And we'll take the luck there, Bratchikova, to get on the boards. So there's the break back. 2-1 now in this opening set. Yeah, I like the laid-back feel this event. The Australian Open, there's so much going on for the entire 2 weeks. Here, it's the focus is on the WTA events and the women playing down here, and I think they enjoy it too.
They seem to. Players seem to... hi there. seem to... there's repeat visitors. Cirstea's one. There's plenty of them. Even Francesca Schiavone, who hasn't played the tournament before, but was involved in a Fed Cup tie here 2 years ago, and said to us the other day when she had a media opportunity that she had great memories of the place and enjoyed the party afterwards. So I think the word's out that it's a good spot to come and play before the Oz Open, and it's only the hour in the air to get to Melbourne afterwards, and that's a plus. You're not crossing time zones or going through customs or those sort of things. So I've long felt this had a lot going for it as a really, really good lead-up event and a really important part of the whole calendar leading into the Australian Open, apart from the fact that it does give local people the chance to soak it all up.
Now let's talk about you and Francesca Schiavone, because you've had quite the time down there. As we take a quick look at the temperature at the moment, 18, 19 degrees
is that
now.
all it is?
Has dropped back significantly throughout the day. The sun has disappeared, but that wind has picked up as well. Now, you and Francesca Schiavone, interesting experience, the pair of you down there at Constitution Dock?
Well, yeah, it was very interesting, actually. I haven't had an experience quite like it before. Now, we went down, the lovely staff here at the Tennis Australia media people took us down to give us the opportunity to speak to Francesca and get a few photos down at the waterfront, which is a great idea. And that's all pretty straightforward. And because these days one uses the mobile phone to do your recordings, I pulled out my mobile phone to do an interview with Francesca, and she looked at my phone cover, which had a sort of retro feel to it. It was the old C90 cassettes, remember them? The old cassettes. And she saw it and said, I travel all around the world, and I've been looking for one of those. Can I please have yours? And I said, yeah, you can have mine.
She actually said, do you want a swap?
A swap, was it? Oh, okay. So I said, of course you can have mine. I know where to buy one for about $3 just down the road. I wasn't going to tell her to do that. Of course not. So I very happily gave her my phone cover, which she promptly placed on the back of her phone.
Thanks.
So as a result, we have this kind of, I suppose you'd call it a connection. She's a character. She's a little eccentric. But maybe that's what gets you to be number 4 in the world in tennis. That sort of focus and very clear idea of what you're after. But there was a funny moment. And she's an outgoing character. Doesn't necessarily fit the mould of most of the pro tennis players, but when I see her again at this tournament, and I hope she sticks around a while, I'll be interested to see if she remembers to give me a phone cover in return for that, but I don't mind if she doesn't.
Of course, working for the ABC, Peter, we can't accept those sort of gifts.
Exactly right. So that's what I'm saying. It's just all a bit of fun, and it's all very harmless. And I'm not expecting to receive anything. But you're right. You have to be careful about compromising your editorial standards. But this is all pretty much in fun.
Yes, a terrific backhand from Bratchikova there. And actually really looking forward to Saturday. Not only will it be the finals day here, but I think inadvertently it's become a super Saturday of sport here in Tasmania, because they've got this, but also the cricket. And the best part is the two events don't clash. So the spectators, if you're watching around Hobart and around Tasmania and you're coming down for the event, you can come watch the tennis in the afternoon, the cricket in the evening. You have plenty of time.
Well, it's good that the cricket match only goes for 3 hours. Cricket matches have a tendency to go a lot longer than that for people who don't follow the sport around the world. But personally, I like the afternoon final of the tennis. I think a 2 o'clock start's a really good idea, provided it's not too windy, and that tends to be the windy part of the day. But they've had night finals, they've had Friday night finals, Saturday twilight finals, but a classic 2 o'clock Saturday afternoon final, I reckon, is a good idea. And yes, it fits in with the cricket. And maybe if the cricket wasn't on, they'd have a different time. But I think you'll find, given good weather, we'll get a good roll up to that final on Saturday here.
How many does a stadium seat?
I think it's about 2,000 plus.
Yep.
That Fed Cup tie I referred to earlier against Italy 2 years ago was a terrific weekend, and we had Schiavone and Stoza with a rematch of their French Open final. Gaidasova had a wonderful win over Schiavone on that weekend, and it was pretty much full both those days. So it's a wonderful atmosphere when the crowd is really packed in here. It was a shame that Bubasic was knocked out, because any Australian involvement generates a level of interest on its own.
Bratchikova gets the break, now in front 3-2 in this opening set. Update from Court Events Tasmania. Monica Nicolescu 6-4 and 4-2 now in the second set over Mandy Minella, and has game points to push it to 5-2. Next match on there, Yaroslava Shvedova. Looking forward to seeing her in action. The number 4 seed from Kazakhstan had a great 2012. Will be in action against Lourdes Dominguez-Lino. And then the doubles match to follow out on that court. So 6-4 and 4-2 Nicolescu over Minella.
Well, it's running it a bit tight, isn't it? It's really good to walk around the complex here when the outside courts are all in action. I enjoy that first weekend in particular. Ooh.
Big forehand from Bratchikova. That is her big weapon.
She's
a for
strong
both players,
girl, isn't she? She's very much the power player. What did you make of Gaidasova earlier today, Peter?
Impressive. Very impressive. Was pushed in that second set. One of the things about the Gaidasova game is it can be quite hit and miss at times, whereas Oprandi is very much based on that consistency. She'll get every single ball back into play. And that's how it eventuated. Gaidasova missed a couple of key shots, and Prandi was able to take advantage, push back to 7-5 in that set, and got through. Pretty happy to get through in straight sets as well, and that will no doubt build her confidence heading into the match with Olga Gavotsova of Belarus.
There are some good signs there for you, Miller, aren't there, with that first round win in Brisbane and today's result. They're little sort of baby steps, but things seem to have turned around a bit, because it was all unravelling a bit through the second half of last year for a whole lot of reasons. But you get the feeling there might have been some sort of clearing of the decks. But she's such a talent, so good to watch, that we really want to see her getting the best out of herself.
Absolutely. And that will be a big game, Gavotsova and Gaidasova, as will the schedule tonight. And we've had Marion Bartley playing night session. We've had Dinara Safina playing. We've had some really good matches, and tonight will be no exception. Francesca Schiavone first up against Kirsten Flipkins. And then Ashley Barty, the wild card, taking on Mona Bartle.
That's a good one. They're both good, aren't they?
Yep.
Do you think Schiavone can do much here?
Well,
Pedigree's there.
It is. 32 years of age now, and the one plus that she has is that she's played this venue, so she knows the venue and how to play it. Had a couple of days here after her Hopman Cup campaign, so it's had time to acclimatise and adjust to the conditions. So, really interesting match. No, she's going to chase down, run down every single ball. I don't know whether Kirsten can really just ride that out. Keep working for every single point.
She plays with an energy, doesn't she, that it really gets the crowd involved, and I think they'll enjoy her. And I think it'd be good for the tournament if she had a run in it. I really do. But whether that happens on her presented form, I'm not convinced, but she's a great attraction to have on the first night session, as is Ash Barty against Mona Bartle, who everyone was impressed by last year when they beat coming through the qualifying.
Yeah.
She was a really level-headed, straight-talking performer, and she's gone on to have a good year.
So Cirstea holds. Bratchikova still with that break, though. 4-3 in this opening set. So the year in sport in Tasmania in 2012. We always do a little state of the state.
Yeah, we do.
Wrap up.
Come an annual event, this one.
It has.
Yeah. Well, there's lots of things to reflect on. You refer to that run of events we've had with all the cricket and the ongoing success of the state cricket program. Ricky Ponting's return to state cricket. He's played a lot of matches for Tasmania since we last spoke. His retirement. You can't understate his achievements in the sport of cricket. So that's been very interesting to just to continue to observe that. Locally, the football scene there's always something going on there. And North Melbourne are playing a couple of home games at Belrive Oval, just across the river. I think we can see it from here, can't we? I'm pretty sure we can. Tucked over there on the eastern shore. They were well received.
15 minutes.
Individually, the Olympic Games was certainly worth talking about. Eddie Ockenden, the great hockey player, was part of the Australian team that won the bronze. Lots of rowing achievement. Ooh, netting a few.
Yeah, this is where the lack of matches starts to come into play right here. Retired out of a match in Auckland with illness. Just takes a little while to get going, whereas Bratchikova is ready to go.
Yeah.
That's a wild forehand. Did not get onto that at all for Bratchikova here after being broken early on. And it's just finding her range, and as we saw last year, the qualifiers coming through this event can cause some damage in the tournament.
Yep.
3 matches to get to this stage. That's gone long too, so Bratchikova holds to love. 5-3 now in this opening set on Court Events Tasmania. Monica Niculescu closing in on victory. 6-4 and 5-3 now against Mandy Manella, and Niculescu is serving for the match.
The other attraction in this field, and there's plenty of interesting players in it, is Shvedova.
Yes, Yaroslava Shvedova.
Now, if you're a sports buff, you might remember that she was the player that won the golden set at Wimbledon, the 24 points in a row. Here we go.
Ooh, easily put away by Cirstea. Yes, absolutely. Against Sara Errani.
Yeah.
And it was incredible.
The odds of that occurring are astronomical. I would have thought.
24 points in a row.
At this professional level, of course.
That's where everything that goes wrong, could go wrong,
Probably.
did go wrong. Everything that
Even
could
then.
go right does go right.
Even then, though, it's just hard to imagine it. There's not that much difference between whatever their rankings were at the time.
Both of these players in the ball very hard.
Cirstea's making a lot of
Very
errors on that
flats.
forehand. She's netting a lot of balls. Certainly hasn't got the range on that wing yet. Important game, this one, Peter.
Certainly is.
It's long.
Just to establish some sort of momentum here for Cirstea. The match has flown by. Not even half an hour in. Already 5-3. Certainly a difference in pace from the match we saw previously. Lauren Davis and Bojana Babusic.
I should have checked my history, but I'm just wondering. Over the years of the tournament.
Well done. Did well. Had to come forward to pick up that ball.
What the conversion rate of top seeds, although Cirstea is number 2 seed, the conversion rate of top seeds into championships is, I suspect that it's not all that healthy.
I don't know. Have to find out.
Or even if any. I know that Anna Chakvatadze was the top seed, and she won here 07. Ooh, the range is not there, is it?
Certainly not. So now set point for Bratchikova. Win 2 for Monica Niculescu over Mandy Manella.
So Mandy Manella's gone.
6-4, 6-3.
Okay.
And there it is, the opening sets.
Well,
Just on half an hour. Nina Bratchikova, 6 games to 3.
I just think Cirstea's errors in that set brought her undone. She'll need to sort that out pretty smartly, or she might be on a... I'm not sure what she'd do, whether she'd stay around for the week of practice or head off to Melbourne, but that was... yeah. I wouldn't say she gifted the set to her opponent at all, but gee, I'll tell you what, the error rate was way too high.
Got an early break, but
Yeah.
then from there it was all Bratchikova, and you can see the difference in how many matches this pair has played.
I believe what you're saying. Maybe Cirstea's got another her own sort of plans for the Australian Open, but she'd want to do more than get thrown out of the tournament in the first round.
Yeah, so this tournament, as we've been talking about, is all about getting matches in. As much match practice as players feel comfortable with, and get in as much as they can and quickly, particularly if you've been knocked out of the events that were on last week. But there is still plenty of time for Cirstea. She's a good player and will be working very hard to turn this around. Well, it's been nice having you drop in and spend some time, Peter.
Thanks a lot.
The annual tradition continues.
Hopefully there'll be a few more to come, but I look forward to some more really good tennis and a top night session tonight.
We can still listen to you on ABC
You can.
Radio. Grandstand. Grandstand digital radio.
Grandstand
We're
digital
available.
radio. You can read my stuff on the website. So yeah, I'm out and about the place.
abc.net.au/grandstand.
Thank you very much, Peter.
See you soon.
Keep up the great work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, first order here for Sorana Cirstea is to cut down these unforced errors. Mainly on that forehand side. Just needs a level of control that she didn't have in that opening set. Bratchikova not really under any sort of pressure late in that set. Just get the feeling if that unforced error count comes down, this match will be very close. Well, again, nothing second serve here from Bratchikova. So double fault there for Bratchikova, just handing that opening game to Sorana Cirstea. True Serena Williams fashion, Sorana Cirstea choosing to go around the other side of the net. So, to grabbing that break, now in immediate trouble. Sorana Cirstea just not found her range, not in rhythm at the moment. Really just struggling for any sort of consistency. So the break back immediately for Bratchikova. We are level in this second set. Looking at the forecast for tomorrow here in Hobart. The smoke which has covered most of Hobart and the surrounding areas with these terrible bushfires will continue. Maybe some rain tomorrow as well. It should clear by Wednesday, and then pretty good for the rest of the week. Top of 25 for tomorrow, down to 15 degrees tonight for the players. The wind will ensure that it doesn't feel like 15 out there. Late call. No way the umpire's going to make a call there. Bit hard for the linesperson to see there because Nina Bratchikova was standing right in front of the linesperson, so it was up to the umpire to make the call from the chair. So we will replay that point because Bratchikova did have a play on that, would have made that next shot had it not been called out. Holds anyway, so Bratchikova 2-1 in this second set.
2-1.
The third of our 4 matches scheduled for centre court during the day session today. Sorana Cirstea not happy with something. Getting an explanation from the umpire. He's a little bit frustrated out there, not playing well. look just to change things up a little bit. A lot more aggressive. She's an aggressive player anyway. Just needs a couple of easy service games to keep pace and then really push from there. Good finish. Bratchikova playing well. Take that confidence from 4 matches that she has played already. 2-2 on the year. Again, just clipping it around the frame. Bratchikova. It sounds as if she's breaking a string, but the ball's just coming off the frame. Cirstea holds. Ball square again. Worked all around that ball. Bratchikova was thinking of hitting that on the full. Just waited, got into position and did well. Thinking about what direction that ball should have gone in rather than going straight up the middle of the court. And missing again. Gee, was in a good position there, Cirstea, but these unforced errors are really starting to rack up. 3 games to 2 now. Bratchikova holds.
Bratchikova leads 3 games to 2.
Looking very good at the moment. Shea Su Wei is next up in action. The top seed in the Moorilla Hobart International for 2013, taking on Peng Shuai. Well, don't think that will go unnoticed by the umpire.
Ball 15.
Seem content to just let that go. Normally that's a code violation. Time for Cirstea to really get this game going, and
13-15.
again it's just those unforced errors that are leading to the frustration. I'd love to have kept playing over in Auckland through that illness now and trying to get some matches in before the Australian Open. That's too good.
13.
Bratchikova getting it done on the forehand and the backhand side. That's nicely done. Cirstea has played a bit of doubles across her career.
14-13.
So doesn't mind coming into the net. It's been as high as number 35 in the world in doubles. Won 4 titles. That's well finished off.
3 games.
It's more a matter now for Cirstea of how long she can stay at this pace for. Just doing it consistently.
chair, please. Thanks.
Again, just trying to finish off that point quickly. The longer the rallies go, the more you favour Bratchikova. Just hasn't been able to find a rhythm at all. There have been some highlights, but they've been few and far between across the match.
14-15.
And that's where she has come undone today. Sorana Cirstea herself back into this game, but then the unforced errors creep in. Again, just overhitting, just not in range at all. Bratchikova will be looking for an easier match, hopefully. Has played all 3-set matches here at this event through the qualifying. So has played a lot of tennis over the last couple of days in particular. Too good. Cirstea was going to get to that one.
Advantage, Bratchikova.
And just missing, so it was a struggle, but Bratchikova has done enough to keep herself in front. 4 games to 3.
4 games to 3. Thank you.
The match that's coming up next, Shih Su Wei, the top seed from Chinese Taipei, and Peng Shuai. Looking forward to that one, the final match of the day session. Then the night session, Kirsten Flipkins and Francesca Schiavone. That's followed by Ashley Barty and Mona Bartel. Oh, and again.
15.
Just really struggling to get anything going today. Bratchikova at the moment, what she needs to do is just keep the ball in play. Outs.
30-15.
Just hanging on at the moment. Sorana Cirstea. Cirstea just hanging in, as I mentioned, holding serve. just doing enough. Keep that pressure, a little bit of pressure on Bratchikova, who's actually been quite comfortable serving. You just feel that even though Cirstea is incredibly inconsistent at the moment, that it could turn around if she does happen to eke out this set. For Bratchikova, just needs to keep playing her game. Playing very well at the moment. Keeping that unforced error count down, keeping the opportunities up to be able to attack and get those winners going. And come to the net a couple of times, as in the doubles event here. And playing doubles a little bit later on. Doesn't need those. That's just the depth of shot from Bratchikova. Cirstea loves being just inside that baseline, but forced back there. Have to play off the back foot. Bratchikova is no doubt aware of that. And holds. It's under a little bit of pressure there, Nina Bratchikova, but still got through. Holding serve. 5-4 now. It's one game away from this match, but it will be on the Cirstea serve. Interestingly enough, Nina Bratchikova has asked her coach to come out and give her some words of advice just to get her through what could potentially be the last game. So Sorana Cirstea reached the quarterfinals here last year. Now is in danger of going out in the opening round. Needs to hold serve.
Follow 15.
Well, those points have been few and far between for Sorana Cirstea. So point here for 5-all. Oh, well done. That is the shot of the day. Taken way out of court. Good connection up the line. Oh, almost again. Not this time, though. Cirstea holds 5-all now in the second set. Tough overhead, did well. The wind has died down a little bit as this match has gone on. But even still, that was difficult to hit. Forced to scrap for everything here.
13-15.
Just hearing our fix mics. It's Bratchikova. He's run a long way, but he's getting the rewards. Adds another ace to the tally. Into the open corner from Cirstea. A few more winners in this second set, but Not enough to stop the momentum of Bratchikova. It was all or nothing there. I think Bratchikova just looking for a call on the baseline. Just stuck there in the middle of the court. Ball was dropping too low. Just wonder how long she'll be able to keep this pace going, Bratchikova. Had 3 long matches to get to this stage of the tournament. Fighting super hard. Bratchikova again. Great rally. The rallies have started to lengthen out. In that opening set, they're over very quickly. The game's starting to open up. Still, Bratchikova just a little bit in front, but signs here that Cirstea is starting to lift. Now the errors coming from the Bratchikova racket. Again, just here the hard work that Bratchikova is having to put in. Stay up. Maybe lacquer matches might be an advantage here. Again, just Bratchikova looking straight at the lines person. That was very close to the baseline again. But there is the break. Cirstea now 6-5 in the second set. So Sorana Cirstea has the break in this second set. 6-5 now, serving for it.
15.
It's a matter now of whether the unforced errors that Cirstea racked up in the opening set and 3 quarters will count against her. That's a terrific serve.
30-15.
There's one part of her game that's been rock solid throughout today. It has been that. So Cirstea fighting back here in this opening round match. 1 hour and 20 minutes on court, and we are level at 1 set apiece.
Move to that side. You okay?
Cirstea now has found her range. Real confidence boost from taking that second set. Been a big couple of days for Nina Bratchikova.
Solo 15.
After a slow start, it's been a good turnaround for Cirstea. Struggled at times in that second set, but now has her game going and an enormous boost of confidence by taking that second set. Bratchikova not going anywhere just yet.
15-14.
Riding hard to get this break back. Called by linesperson and umpire as well. Gee, close to the line. So those break points have been saved, and again, just Bratchikova just got the signs at the end of that second set. She was tiring. Big serve. It's a huge weapon for Cirstea. The reason why she is up so high in the world. Very powerful. Forced to run side to side there, Bratchikova. This resistance starting to wear down. Cirstea getting more and more confident as this match has worn on. 2 games to love. It's going to be hard for Bratchikova to get back from here. Still being aggressive and still fighting on. Boy, it's taking a lot of energy. And remembering too that Bratchikova is playing with Janette Husarova in the doubles, and that's due to be played today as well. So talking about being the last week of tournaments before the Australian Open. Bratchikova can say that she's played plenty of matches heading in. Problems with a lack of match practice. That's a good slice from Cirstea. Had to change direction. That ball coming off the net cord. Just put it in deep enough and followed it in, which was the other right thing to do. Forcing Bratchikova to come up with the big shot. She couldn't do it. Drifted as well.
15-40.
But Bratchikova, who's again quite an accomplished doubles player, needs to do more of that. Look for those opportunities to get into the net and try and shorten these points a little bit. Oh, terrific. At her feet. Good hands to be able to get down to that ball. And then going the drop volley as well. The soft hands from down there. That is a tough shot to hit. Oh, there again. Just didn't slow down as she got to the ball. Cirstea gets the break. 3 games to love in this final set.
3 games to love.
Well, Bratchikova really had an opportunity there a couple of times coming to net. Very nice little drop volley off her shoelaces, but just couldn't keep it going. Raced into the net. It looked like a tired volley. Even though they've been out on court 1 hour and 35 minutes, it's been match played at the highest intensity. Well, certainly after three set matches already to get to this match, I think that Bratchikova will start to feel it a bit.
Time.
So Cirstea with the advantage here in this final set. 3-love now.
15 minutes.
Well done. Cirstea racing through this now. 4 games to love in this final set.
4 games to love.
Bratchikova will continue to fight on here, but I just feel that Cirstea will be too strong. Too short again. With a tired-looking second serve from Bratchikova.
Was good. Listen.
So Bratchikova finally on the board in this final set. Cirstea, though, powering towards victory, 4-1. This is the final set. Shea Su Wei, the top seed from Chinese Taipei, and Peng Shuai. That's the next match scheduled here, but night session is due to get underway in around an hour and a half's time. It's the match between Kirsten Flipkins and Francesca Schiavone, the number 6 seed. And that's followed by Mona Bartel, the defending champion here, taking on Ashley Barty from Australia, who's got a wild card through. So Sorana Cirstea, quarter-finalist here last year. Faced a big battle, but he's getting through it. Oh, we'll take every lucky break she can get to.
15 minutes.
Enough power there that even though it hit the top of the net, had enough to get over. And the shots that she was making in that first set now starting to miss. I know now that her only way through is to hope that Cirstea goes off the boil again. That's nicely done. Winners started to dry up for Bratchikova, but so solid from the back of the court. particularly in that first set. She's earned herself a break point. And that Cirstea forehand is just starting to miss a little bit more now. Keeps fighting. Nina Bratchikova. Played some marathon matches here. Continues. Still hanging in there. Cirstea, though, 4-2 in this final set. I saw in that game Cirstea's forehand start to miss, some more unforced errors back into the equation. So solid through that second set. Really raced out to a lead, and Bratchikova just slowly picking it back. Oh dear. Now, that's not good. I think she'll get back up. There, Bratchikova. It just fell awkwardly there. Just checking to see whether she's okay. Tough. We've seen the players just sliding on this surface, which is very hard to do. It's just around that line area, just wrong-footed. Facing 3 break points, that won't help. I can't believe it's right in the corner of the court. No way the umpire's going to make an overrule in that position in the court. still keeps fighting away. The unforced errors stack up in this final set for Sorana Cirstea. Will she be able to hang on now? That's good work from Bratchikova. Having all those break points. That's a little bit of everything.
Correction was good.
Yeah, it was right on the line. Cirstea not happy. A little bit frustrated these last couple of games. That won't impress her at all. It's going to be advantage to Bratchikova, but the umpires determined that Cirstea didn't have a play on that ball, so at the moment Cirstea's going to have to move to the other side of the court to receive this next point. Just slipped a little bit there too, Bratchikova. Try and get back into the middle of the court. The point was pretty much over from there. Not happy with herself, but I'll look at her shoes or something like that, because she's sliding and slipping a little bit. Just getting out of position. Back to deuce. Too big. Cirstea gets that break. It was a struggle that game, but she will be coming out now to serve for the match at 5-2 in this final set. Big night session coming up here at the Moorilla Hobart International. Kirsten Flipkins and Francesca Schiavone. Schiavone, the number 6 seed in the event, and then the defending champion Mona Bartel will take on Ashley Barty. So can Nina Bratchikova keep fighting here? Going to be a tough ask. Cirstea now serving for the match. Two goods in the end. Just not enough. That forehand cross court from Bratchikova. Cirstea very much the fresher of the two players. That's wide too, so it brings up 3 match points for Sorana Cirstea, the number 2 seed in this event. And that'll do it. Took a while to get going, but eventually the number 2 seed advances to the second round of the Moorilla Hobart International. Sorana Cirstea, 3-6, 7-5, 6-2 winner over Nina Bratchikova, who played 4 3-set matches in as many days. Had plenty of match practice, but just couldn't get the job done in the end. Cirstea took a little while, as I said, to get going. Plenty of unforced errors in that first set, but got through, hung on. Was pushed a little bit in that final set, but was a great match. 2 hours they were out there for, and Nina Bratchikova will get a good round of applause from the crowd here. The number 2 seed advances to take on Lauren Davis, the qualifier. That match will be played tomorrow.
Please bring this year's Moorilla Hobart International Tournament program to life. So it's a free app. The amplifier, good catch. So you're experiencing a world first using this technology in a sporting event. The Hobart Tennis and Amplified Digital please provide you with this world-class experience.